Flexibility is basically useless. On its own, that is. I just released 2 polls on this YouTube channel asking you, the viewer, what you thought of flexibility versus strengthening. I wanted to know which you thought was more important for basic human health, and also which one was more important for injury risk reduction. And most of you thought they were equally important. I'm sorry to say, but you're very wrong about that. I think this middle path argument of things are equally important is a total cop-out answer. And more importantly, when we actually look at tons of research on flexibility versus strength training for injury risk reduction, for health benefits, for quality of life, cardiovascular health, fall reduction, injury risk reduction in the elderly, etc., you see that flexibility doesn't really matter at all. So you can stop trying to force your foot behind your head and instead maybe try to pick up something heavy once in a while. But let's elaborate on this flexibility issue, because it's not that flexibility does not matter at all for anybody in any situation. It's just that training for excessive amounts of flexibility doesn't provide you any benefit to your health whatsoever, and it does not help to reduce injury risk. Again, there is tons of research to support that claim. Or I should say there's tons of research clearly showing that flexibility does not reduce injury risk reduction. Stretching does not reduce the chances of getting injured. You don't need to stretch before you work out, and you don't need to stretch after you work out. It doesn't help at all. I should be specific that I'm talking about static passive stretching. Dynamic stretching is a different thing. Strength training or moving your body through your full range of motion in an active fashion, that's a different thing. Now, I'm not saying you shouldn't be flexible at all. I'm not saying you should never train for flexibility. Sometimes we need to increase flexibility, but when? When is the question. Well, you need enough flexibility to be able to perform the activities that you want to perform throughout your life. So if I'm a painter and I'm painting ceilings and I can't reach over my head, then yeah, I should work on my shoulder flexibility, because otherwise it's going to be impossible for me to paint a ceiling. Or more accurately, the trim, because who paints a ceiling with their bare hand? Or if I'm an ice hockey goalie and I need to have my knees on the ground and my hips really internally rotated to press my shins out so that I have the widest possible surface area to stop all those 90-mile-an-hour pucks that are flying at me on the ice, but my hips are super stiff, then yeah, I need to have more hip internal rotation, because otherwise I'm not going to be able to stop those pucks. So functionally speaking, of course you need enough flexibility to be able to accomplish the action of whatever your activity demands. If I want to do a plank, then I need to have approximately 90 degrees of wrist extension. Now, that wrist extension is not going to increase my quality of life. It's not going to increase my resiliency at all. But if I don't have it, I won't be able to do a plank. So then work on your flexibility until you have enough to do a plank. But once I can do a plank, do I need to go from 90 degrees extension to all the way back here? No, of course not. It doesn't help at all. In fact, being hypermobile may actually increase the chances that you get injured. So why would you train excessive amounts of flexibility? There's no benefit, and it might actually hurt you long term. And this is especially true for people in yoga communities, because yoga tends to attract people who are already hypermobile. They don't need more flexibility. What they need is more strength and stability. And beyond strength and stability, there are other aspects of physical fitness that we need to consider, especially aspects that yoga just doesn't cover. What about balance and hand-eye coordination? Isn't that important? What about being able to do fun stuff with your body? Doesn't that matter? So it's not even about just strength versus flexibility. It's about realizing the bigger picture of your health, and that frankly, flexibility is just not that important when we have all of these other aspects of our health that we really need to pay more attention to, and yoga does not address them sufficiently. Also, side note, this is my dog. Just figured he was walking around, so I might as well introduce you. His name's Aries. He's a total baby. So going back to that poll that I released earlier, I just want to address the fact that my opinion, that it's so easy, I think, sometimes when we see these types of questions. Well, which is better, this or that? And nowadays, I've noticed in the last year, everybody is afraid to have an opinion. That's what it seems like to me. It seems like people are afraid to be willing to say one thing is better than the other thing. And so then you take the cop-out answer of like, well, this could be good, but also this could be good, or maybe this other thing could be good. Sometimes things are better than other things. In this case, when it comes to injury risk reduction, we have tons of research very clearly showing us that flexibility doesn't matter, but strength does matter a lot. Now, I'm all for having a balanced opinion of like, in certain situations, strength matters more than flexibility. And in some rare situations, it is maybe more important to focus for a short period of time on flexibility until we can make our way to focusing on strength. For example, in an ACL surgery, after surgery, the very first thing you need to do is work on your basic range of motion of bending and straightening that knee. That's mostly a flexibility thing. But as soon as you clear phase 1 of ACL rehabilitation, you need to be strengthening your quads and hamstrings as quickly as you possibly can. So yeah, sometimes flexibility matters, but as soon as you can get past that basic level of flexibility and movability of the joint, you need to graduate to something more difficult. Strength and control of the joint, strength and control in that range of motion suddenly becomes the primary goal and the most efficacious for injury risk reduction and rehabilitation and functional progress. So which matters more, flexibility or strength? Really, it's strength. Absolutely, it's strength. Although we can leave room for the fact that sometimes for a short period of time, we might want to pay attention to flexibility more. Or we might want to focus on flexibility in a little bit of an area, maybe just in the shoulder joint, while we mainly focus on overall whole body strength. But a physical fitness program that focuses on stretching and getting more mobile as the primary outcome, the primary goal, that's not going to do anything for your health or injury risk reduction long term. It's not going to help you at all. In fact, it's probably just going to waste your time because you could have been doing other more valuable things. For the record, I'm a yoga teacher. I love yoga. I like stretching. It feels good. I'm just saying that it's important that you remember that some things are genuinely more valuable to your physical health than other things. And in this case, strength really does take the cake. So if you're gonna keep stretching, fine. But if you're gonna do yoga, try to do yoga that incorporates strengthening of your muscles. I promise you, you're gonna be better off long term. Thanks for watching. Leave your questions or disagreements in the comments, and I'll see you in another video.